Today, we're talking about a plant most people pull out without a second thought, yet it quietly contains more omega-3 than many foods we're told to buy for health. This video isn't about trends or supplements. It's about learning how to recognize, grow, and harvest one forgotten plant in a way that naturally increases its nutritional power, exactly as people did long before modern agriculture softened it. Identify the true wild plant, not the tamed version. The first and most important step is learning to tell the difference between a truly wild plant and one that has been softened by cultivation. Over time, many edible plants were bred to look larger, grow faster, or appear more garden-friendly. In the process, much of their original resilience and nutritional density was quietly reduced. Omega-3 fatty acids, in particular, are not traits that increase with comfort. They develop as protection mechanisms when a plant must survive heat, drought, poor soil, and competition. Wild plants grow under constant pressure. They are shaped by sun that scorches, soil that offers little, and long dry stretches with no guarantee of rain. This stress forces the plant to build internal defenses, thicker cell walls, protective oils, and higher concentrations of fatty acids like alpha-linolenic acid. These compounds are not accidental, they are survival tools. When you remove the pressure, you remove the need for the plant to produce them. That's why the most nutritionally powerful specimens are rarely found in neat garden beds. Look instead to the edges, cracks in pavement, gravel paths, abandoned lots, dry fields, the margins where nothing else seems interested in growing. These plants were never fertilized, watered on schedule, or protected. They earned their nutrition the hard way. Be cautious with commercial seed packets labeled as improved, large-leafed, or fast-growing. These traits usually come at the expense of nutrient concentration. Oversized leaves often mean higher water content and lower density. Ornamental varieties may look appealing, but they are selected for appearance, not survival chemistry. When you choose the wild form, you are choosing the version shaped by thousands of years of natural selection rather than a few decades of convenience. Nature's original always carries more depth in flavor, resilience, and nutrition. Everything that follows depends on starting with the right plant. Grow it where other crops fail. Once you have the right plant, resist the urge to treat it like a vegetable garden favorite. This is not a crop that thrives on comfort. In fact, comfort is the fastest way to dilute what makes it valuable. For plants like this, hardship is not a problem. It is the signal that activates their nutritional strength. Full sun is essential, not filtered light, not afternoon shade, real, direct exposure. Heat, too, plays a critical role. When temperatures rise and soil moisture drops, the plant shifts into survival mode. During this phase, it begins converting stored carbohydrates into protective compounds, including omega-3 fatty acids. These oils help the plant maintain cell integrity under stress, and they are exactly what we benefit from when we eat it. Poor soil is not a disadvantage. Sandy ground, gravel edges, compacted dirt, these environments slow growth but increase density. Fast, lush growth creates watery tissue with diluted nutrition. Slow growth concentrates minerals and fats. This is why plants growing where nothing should grow are often the most powerful foods. Avoid fertilizing. Added nitrogen encourages leafy expansion, not nutritional depth. The plant becomes larger but weaker, filled with water rather than substance. Let the soil remain modest. Let the roots work for what they need. This approach runs counter to modern gardening instincts, which aim to maximize size and speed. But traditional food wisdom understood something we've largely forgotten. Struggle builds strength. When you allow the plant to live as it evolved, exposed, challenged, and self-reliant, It rewards you with far more than calories. It offers concentrated nourishment that modern abundance often lacks. Growing this plant where others fail is not neglect, it is respect for its nature. And in that respect lies its quiet power. Water sparingly to activate survival chemistry. Watering is not about keeping this plant comfortable. It's about teaching it to remember where it came from. In the wild, this plant evolved under irregular rainfall patterns, long, dry stretches broken by brief, deep soaking rains. That rhythm shaped its internal chemistry. When water arrives rarely but thoroughly, the roots grow deeper and the plant enters a conservation mode that changes how it stores energy. Deep watering followed by extended dry periods signals danger, not abundance. In response, the plant begins converting readily available sugars into long-term protective compounds. Among these compounds are fatty acids, including omega-3s, which help stabilize cell membranes during heat stress and dehydration. This is survival chemistry, not growth chemistry, and it's exactly what modern watering habits interrupt. Frequent light watering keeps the soil surface moist, but the deeper layers dry. This encourages shallow roots and constant sugar production for fast growth. The result is a larger, softer plant with diluted nutrition. The leaves may look lush, but they are filled with water, not density. Omega-3 levels drop because the plant never receives the signal to protect itself. Instead, water deeply, allowing moisture to reach far below the surface, then step back. Let the soil dry almost completely before watering again. This pause is not neglect, it is essential. During this dry window, the plant shifts its metabolism. Growth slows, but internal concentration increases. Each leaf becomes smaller, thicker, and more nutritionally potent. This method mirrors ancient climates far better than modern irrigation schedules. It also aligns with how resilient plants were traditionally grown, without hoses, timers, or daily intervention. Treat the plant like a survivor, not a salad crop. When you stop rescuing it from discomfort, it begins producing what comfort never could: real nourishment. Harvest at dawn for peak nutrient density. Timing matters more than most gardeners realize. Plants are not nutritionally static throughout the day. Their chemistry shifts hour by hour in response to light, temperature, and moisture. For this plant, the early morning hours represent a brief window when omega-3 concentration is naturally at its highest. Overnight, cooler temperatures slow respiration and preserve fatty acids within the leaves. Moisture from night air keeps the plant hydrated without triggering growth dilution. As the sun rises and heat increases, the plant begins converting fatty acids into energy to cope with stress. By midday, much of that nutritional advantage has already been spent. Harvesting just after sunrise captures the plant before this metabolic shift occurs. The leaves are firm, concentrated, and rich in protective oils. This is when omega-3 levels peak, not because the plant grew more overnight, but because nothing has yet been lost. Even a few hours can make a meaningful difference. Studies and field observations show that harvesting in the morning can increase omega-3 content by a significant margin compared to afternoon cuts. And this gain requires no fertilizer, no additives, no extra effort, only attention. Cut only the tender tips, allowing the plant to regrow. Morning harvesting also reduces stress, helping the plant recover faster and maintain its nutrient cycle. Over time, this rhythm of early harvesting and natural regrowth strengthens the entire patch. In traditional food cultures, harvesting at dawn was never superstition, it was observation. Plants were gathered when they offered the most, not when it was most convenient. By returning to that rhythm, you don't just collect food, you collect it at its peak, exactly as nature intended. Regrow, don't replant. Let the roots mature. This plant was never meant to be started over again and again. Its real strength lies below the surface, in a root system that learns, adapts, and improves with time. Each season, the roots remain undisturbed. They grow thicker, deeper, and more efficient at pulling trace minerals and moisture from poor soil. That underground maturity directly shapes the nutrition of every new leaf above it. When you replant from seed repeatedly, the plant stays young, and young plants prioritize speed, not density. They focus on rapid leaf expansion and soft growth. But when you allow the same roots to survive multiple harvest cycles, the plant shifts strategies. Instead of racing upward, it concentrates inward, storing energy as protective compounds. Omega-3 fatty acids are part of this long-term survival storage. Harvesting should be light and respectful. Cut the tender stems, leaving the crown and roots untouched. Within days, new growth appears, often stronger and more compact than before. With each regrowth cycle, the plant becomes more resilient to heat, drought, and poor soil. Resilient plants do not waste energy, they concentrate it. Over time, this repeated regrow and rest rhythm trains the plant to behave like a perennial, even if it's technically an annual. The leaves grow slightly smaller, but noticeably richer. Flavor deepens, texture thickens, nutrition intensifies. This is not accidental. It is the plant responding to continuity. One established patch can feed you for an entire season without seed, fertilizer, or daily care. Even when conditions worsen, it continues producing. This is how resilient food systems function. Roots stay, harvests repeat, effort decreases. By choosing regrowth over replanting, you allow nature to do what it has always done best: improve with age.